Microphone. Order for St. Fields, Monday, July 28th, 2025. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes from July 14th, 2025.
Chairman, recommend we approve the minutes from July 14th, 2025.
Motion by Mrs. Peters, second by Mr. Milborn. All those in favor raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. We do appear to have a continuance request for docket BCA 2025-026 for 202 West Wiley Street.
That is correct. Yes, the petitioner did send out the notices in time.
Okay, so I'll take a motion to move, it looks like, to the August 11th date. Motion by Mr. Moll to move to August 11th, second by Mrs. Peters. All those in favor raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Findings of fact, BCA 2025-023, which is development standards variance for petitioner Daniel Morcall for property at 219 McCarty Drive.
Mr. Chairman, under consideration of our statutory criteria, I move that we adopt the written findings of fact as presented and incorporated to the evidence submitted to record as our final solution and final action for variance petition with BZA 2025-023.
Motion by Mr. Moll, second by Mr. Milborn. All those in favor raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. We have no old business. Old business from the floor. Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Docket BCA 2025-025. It's a development standards variance for 1462 West Stones Crossing Drive. Petitioner is Thomas Vander Lugaren on behalf of 1170 Kentucky Avenue, LLC, requesting relief from one section of the Unified Development Ordinance, which is to allow for 2 off-site businesses to advertise on the proposed monument sign. Is everything in order?
Yes.
It's with the City Comprehensive Plan and ordinance.
All right. All those wishing to present, please stand and be sworn in by our secretary.
Do you swear on the perjury? Testimony is true to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
And Lugaren, approach the podium in the microphone. Tell us why you're here.
Thank you. Good evening. Tom Vander Lugaren, the Baylor Law Firm, 225 South Emerson, Suite 181, Greenwood, Indiana. I represent property owner, the petitioner here. They own several parcels there at the corner of Galena Drive and Stone Crossing Road. We're here on a dimensional variance, which I love because they're less onerous than use variances. And basically, what we're doing here is, and you can see the property location where the sign will be. We've highlighted the northeast corner there, which is where the monument sign will be located. But here, there'll be 3 individuals on the sign: Brewburger, Stone Creek, and the Bay Horse Inn. So the barn at the Bay Horse Inn is the neighbor to the north, and they have this sign there that you can see on the left there. That sign was there since 2017. Amanda Cunningham, now known as Amanda Johnson, is the principal owner of the barn, and she sold this property to the Cunningham Real Estate Group. So you see that Stone Creek and Brewburger are there, and we've had a couple zoning petitions which led us to this development, which I'm very proud to be associated with. I was driving by the other day on the way back from OLG Sunday, and pointed that out to my family, and it looks great in my humble opinion. And the restaurants appear to be knocking it out of the park right now. On a Sunday afternoon, the parking lot was packed. At any rate, you can see the ordinance doesn't allow for monument signs for off-site premises. So you've got the barn. In my opinion, the dimensional variance is appropriate, one, because it prevents sign pollution. We can put 1 monument sign, and you can see on this slide here the height of the sign compared to a person and the 3 slots that will be on it. And I think it does 2 things: allowing the variance prevents sign pollution and promotes the harmonious relations between neighbors who are willing to cooperate and share the sign. There also is the site dimension. You can kind of see how if you haven't driven in there and looked at it, what the site looks like. And you can kind of see in the lower left-hand corner of the site dimension where there's a little red line, which is where we plan on putting the monument sign. And then you can see the Brewburger, Stone Creek, and then the retail center, where they've got a wellness tenant and a dental office set up as tenants. I don't know what else they have in store, but and they have signage on their buildings there. So these are the only 3 individuals that are going to be on the monument. And I understand we have a favorable staff report with 1 commitment, and that's no other monument signs. I'm sure Mr. Nelson will say a little more about that, but we're good with that.
Yep, and you submitted your answers to the criteria on, to the staff, and it is represented accurately in the staff report.
Yes.
Excuse me. Is anything else before I ask staff for their additional comments?
Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Staff?
Staff provides a favorable recommendation. Consolidating the 3 businesses will help to reduce sign pollution. And the recommend approval with 1 condition, as already mentioned. Any entity advertising on the monument sign will be prohibited from installing additional ground signs.
Anything additional? All right. Mr. Vanderloop, anything additional before I close the public hearing?
Nothing.
All right, close the public hearing. The only question I'll start with is, you mentioned the other tenants that are in the strip area, they'll have signs on the building. Any discussion because obviously you don't see that from the road, so I guess my concern is what happens when they decide they want better visibility? Would they have to come then and try to get some sort of variance, or could there be an expanded main sign later? Or I just, that's my only concerns, because this is limited to the 3 main tenants.
It's been a while since I worked at the site plan. I believe that's a separate parcel.
Okay,
Stone Creek and Brewburger are on different parcels, so you have the off-premise ground sign, so they'll be located at that corner. Yes, so that larger parcel with the strip mall, they can have signage, ground signage. It would have to be on their parcel. They do have frontage on Stone's Crossing. I think part of the request is due to one of the Bayhorse and also Brewburger not having frontage on Stone Creek, or so they wanted the higher traffic area, so they could still have a ground sign. They couldn't have one on the site that this one does unless they were to come back to you and get approval for that.
that clarifies, so the fact that it's a separate parcel, okay.
I'll just say this, having driven by the retail, so the eastern side, one of the businesses I think has a sign on the building, so I mean.
On the street side?
Yeah, facing Stone's Crossing, maybe.
I drove by there, looked at the eye.
One of them I know does, because that caught my eye the other day, because mainly I was looking at the restaurants, right? It was like, wonder what else is in there. It said, I think it was the dental, so.
Hoover Dental. does,
Yeah.
I can't remember if the wellness is on both sides or just this.
But yeah, I remember it catching my eye that one of them had it. So I wouldn't be too worried about that, because like he said, it has that frontage on Stone's Crossing they can put.
No, that answers my question. I was just curious why it was just, but that makes sense, so. Small.
Besides that question, my other question I had was, where did you say the angle of the sign, is it gonna be angled at that corner? I didn't know if like, it said it was 10 foot by 5 foot, I didn't know how much that blocks your view from from Stone's Crossing. So I was trying to, I couldn't tell if you have to stop back here. Like, I didn't know where, you know what I mean, like with cars, is it too far forward?
Or is it the red?
Because that's where it's gonna go, and you got, what? I was trying to decide, there's sidewalk, I didn't know if this is 135, right, or I'm sorry, Stone's Crossing right here. Like, do you come out far enough to see past it? Because 10 foot by 5 foot's pretty
Well,
big.
the old Barnet Bayhorse and
It was at a 90-degree, I think.
yeah, so
But it was back further, a little bit,
I
right?
saw it when you turned in. You didn't actually saw it if you were eastbound, you wouldn't see it westbound generally.
I'm just making sure for safety perspective, like, cause that's a fast road. And trying to pull out if you don't see if you can't see, especially going westbound.
No one speeds.
What? No.
I think you'll be pulled forward at the sign.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I just want to make sure it's for
You're turning
safety.
left or right.
Is it in the exact same spot as the current sign?
I can't say for sure.
Yeah. Well, sure. I know
think it's
the current
somehow
sign is
further than
nowhere,
that.
nowhere near blocking visibility, but.
The road has been improved in that area. There's been a kind of an area, there wasn't, it's not a full turning blister, I don't think, but it's certainly, there's more give than there used to be.
Okay.
It used to just come down further to the road before the Cunningham Group purchased this. If that makes sense.
In our review, we'll make sure it's out of the vision
Okay.
triangle.
I saw the dimension. I mean, it's a good sized sign. I just want to make sure it.
Still would. They can't even really apply for it right now, or they have, and we've flagged it as needing to come to you guys first.
So it'll go through a plan.
Okay.
What's that, the sign?
The sign, where
Position
the
of the
placement
sign, so
is.
it's not blocking.
Okay. That's all my questions. Then.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's where that, if it's at the angle where that red is in relation to the road, that red line, it'll should be.
I just didn't know because I saw that looked like the sidewalk right there. So that's why I was like, man, that might be pretty close to. You'd have to creep out, I guess, a little bit.
I mean, personally, my perspective of going by there, this makes Brewburger look like it sits a lot closer to the road than it does.
Okay.
That's a good point.
I'm good.
Cause the Brewburger sits, I think, a little further back from the road, so they're, and like you said, there's some blister, it's improved, and I think eastbound has somewhat of a blister for the apartments now. To the south, now that they're all constructed.
Mr. Melbourne?
No.
Speakers, anything?
I have no-
All right, then I will take a motion to admit all the evidence into the record.
Chairman, I move that we admit all the evidence presented in regard to this matter, including the notices, receipts, maps, photographs, written documents, petitioner's application and attachments, petitioner's detailed statement of reasons, the staff report prepared by the planning department, certified copies of the Unified Development Ordinance and Comprehensive Plan, testimony of the petitioner, city planning staff, and any remonstrators, and all other exhibits presented, be they oral or written, for consideration by this board in regard to this petition, and to include the testimony of those present this evening.
Motion by Mr. Peters, second by Mr. Moll. All those in favor raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Take a motion to direct the corporation's council to draft written findings of fact. Oh, sorry. We need to vote first. Thank you. Take a motion on the ballot itself for one request to allow for 2 off-site businesses to advertise on the proposed monument sign.
Move that we approve this request with one condition in the staff report, which is any entity advertising on the proposed monument sign shall be prohibited from installing additional ground signs on their corresponding parcels.
Motion by Mr. King, second by Mr. Milborn to approve with the one condition. All those in favor raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Now I will take a motion to direct the corporation's council to draft written findings of fact.
Having considered the statutory criteria, I move that we direct the corporation's council office to draft written findings of fact regarding the decision on the variance request presented in the variance petition number BZA 2025-026. Said findings to incorporate the staff report and evidence submitted into the record for consideration and adoption by the Board of Zoning Appeals as a final decision. Final action regarding this petition at our next meeting.
I think this is supposed to be 2-5.
Oh, 2-5, did I say 2-6?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, 2-5.
Motion by Mr. Moll for the BZA 2025-025 to
Second.
adopt the findings of fact. Second by Ms. Peters. All those in favor raise a hand. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. You are good to proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. BZA 2025-026 was continued. Any new business from the floor? Seeing none, any announcements?
Tomorrow at the public library from 6 to 7:30, we do have a public event, and we'd love to see as many of you that can make it. is about the Unified Development Ordinance. So that pertains to you guys. Everything that you see before you is maybe not meeting the ordinance. So a lot of times that means there's maybe an issue with the ordinance. Sometimes it doesn't mean that, but that meeting will be from 6 to 7:30. It'll be a small raffle. They're not winning any flat screen TVs or anything
Oh.
like that, but you might get a keychain or something. So we encourage you to come and invite your friends and let people know about it.
I feel like Terry would want us to say not all 5 of us together there.
As long as you don't do any official business.
So just,
Don't go ahead.
yeah,
Spread, Terry will be there spread out. Sit in the opposite
no
corners.
talking about upcoming cases,
That's
no, yeah. Anything from you, Terry?
Nothing.
Then take a motion to adjourn. All right, we are adjourned.